Do I want to become famous? I already am famous, mate. I already am famous. You don't get Twitch channel if you're not famous, do you? You don't get to just do your own Twitch channel if you're not famous. You only get that if you're famous. Oh no, wait. Any old chuffer can do it. Do I want to become famous? I already am famous, mate. I already am famous. I already am famous. You don't get Twitch affiliate, do you? You don't get Twitch affiliate if you're not famous. They don't just hand that out to anybody with 50 subs. Oh no, wait. I don't want to get famous. I already am. Got a YouTube channel, mate. Got a YouTube channel, look, Mental Health Monday. It's down there. You can see it on the screen. Already am famous. You can't just have a YouTube channel if you're not famous, can you? Any old person can't just start their own YouTube channel and just upload any old chuff to it. Oh wait. Do I want to become famous? Look, I already am famous, mate. I already am famous. Statistically, my ASMR videos have been viewed I think one every minute since I started uploading, around about something like that. Somewhere all over the world, sometime, at some state, always somewhere, always, someone's watching one of my ASMR videos at least. If not one of my Mental Health Monday videos or anything. So I already am famous, mate. I already am famous. To at least one person. Ish. Capital K, one of our Ganji Puka Warrior crew, said, is it alright if he feels in a certain way, if he feels that I'm sort of famous? So I said, yeah, I'm not really. I told him I wasn't, but really I am, aren't I? Look, so why do I want to become famous? It's a grind, mate, being famous. Get my head up. Some people, I'll tell you about fame. Oh, take my hood down, it's too much, it's claustrophobia. And let me tell you about fame. When I was growing up, my old man, my dad, ran a business in the town, roofing, did some roofing. So quite often, as in a social situation, an adult might say to me, oh, are you so-and-so's son? His son? I say, yeah. So I've always, it sounds silly. That's not being famous, is it? That's not being famous. But notoriety, being known before you're known, walking into a situation, having some people say to you, oh, I already know who you are. I know who you are. Aren't you so-and-so? I know who you are. I've heard of your dad. And then those situations, it wasn't really me, was it? It was my dad's notoriety. But some of those situations would be like, oh, he's good. Let's have handshake. I'll buy you a drink, that sort of thing. When I was a bit older. Other situations where, he punched so-and-so, or something along those lines. Or he punched so-and-so. And I'd be like, well, I didn't, I don't know. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? I'm the daddy now. Where's your tool? What tool? This tool. Douche. I'm the daddy now. But sometimes that happened. And then when I went to school as well, I wasn't really known, was I? I wasn't known in school. No notoriety really at school. Although some people did spread some malicious rumours about me at one point. Just some bullies doing some mean things. And every time I heard the rumour, I would be like, oh, fuck you. I was swearing. I'd go at them and I'd have a go at the bullies and get myself in a little sort of silly little situation. Oh, aren't you that kid with the thing? They say this rumour. And I go, chuff you fucking chuffer. Who said you that? I'd chuff you. I'll chuff you up if you want. And they'd be like, oh, we're bigger than you and there's more of us. And I'd be like, oh, chuff, why did I do that? Oh, I'm in the bin again. Get out of the bin. Oh, get out of the bin. Oh, you chuffing chuffers, I'll kick you in the knee. I remember once I kicked a kid so hard in the knee. I mean, I could only kick him in the knee. He was such bigger than me. The knee was my only available opportunity. But I chuffed his knee. Not advocating violence. This is schoolyard antics. I'm talking about. But that sort of notoriety wasn't good, was it? It wasn't nice for someone to come up to you and say, "Oh, I've heard something about you. Don't even know who you are." And sometimes these would be people who I didn't know, the fourth form or whatever. And it was not even true. It's just something some idiot kid made up for being rude. I don't know. So, do I want to become famous? Do I want to become famous? Well, I've already experienced some of the negativity that is associated with notoriety. So I've already experienced that. Then later on, when I did my own ASMR, there was some of the negative. We're not going to go over that over and over again. But I experienced some trolling on the internet, on the Twitter, on the Twitch. Not Twitch. I'm on Twitch now. It's good at Twitch. Twitter it was. The Twitter. Experienced some of that. Britney Spears is, yeah. There's some negativity to it, isn't there? When I went to the college, eventually, when I finally got out that schooling system, I went to a college. My first week of college, I did a gig. I was in a band and we played a gig. It was this thing like, welcome to the college. These are the new people, new year. And some bands are going to play on like Wednesday evening or whatever. I think it was Wednesday afternoon. I think it was afternoon, wasn't it? The actual college, like everyone gets an hour off after lunch to go to like special hour, golden hour, I think it was called. Like where most people who were supposed to be in lessons were all just let free to have a bit of a social. And we did a gig and we played at this gig. So for the entire first year of college, whenever I met someone, the majority of the cases of the people were like, I already know who you are. You're him from that gig. Like, so I already know you. And like you feel, I remember my first day of college. I remember being in a little class. Everyone was silent. Mistreated that bully period. No, don't worry about it. It was the best thing to do was just to like make a rap battle track. No, the best thing to do would have been to get ahead of it, reframe it, and set the tone for the narrative, and sort of act in a certain way on the video that made the best impression socially. But that was what someone else. I don't behave like that, do I? I'm not thinking like a marketing creation, so I just said what I thought on a video, made my battle rap after a few months of consistent abuse, put an end to it. It ended. It's the end. Like, don't worry about that. It's the past, isn't it? And I'm going to move the Samaritans. The Samaritans aren't sponsoring my rant. Mental Health Monday. So, do I want to be famous? That's moved off the top of the chat now. How do you move the chat so you can see it? Do I want to be famous? Do I want to be famous? Let's go back to that for a minute. I remember this first day of college. Everyone sat in this room. Like this was before the gig. This was like the first day. Everyone sat in this room, and everyone was silent because they were all nervous about talking to each other. And just innate inside me, it's not that I don't have shyness, and I'm here on the internet talking to you, aren't I? So you get what I'm about to say. Like, I just piped up. I was like, all right, okay. Like the teacher isn't here yet. What I really wanted to do, and I always wanted to do this, is just to dress up really smart for the first day and just go and stand at the front and say, all right, my name is Mr. Scott, and I'm here today. What's your name? And then when the teacher comes in, just sit down quietly and just act like I've not done it. And then to really play with people's conceptions. But yeah, I just sort of said, all right, my name's Scott. I'm from so-and-so school, and I've come here, and just like all of you people, I don't know any of you, and I'm from this area, age, sex, location, and I told them a little story. I just said, and a funny little story about me is how once my granddad, this is a true story, my granddad, we had a goldfish at my granddad's house when I was a little kid, and when I went one weekend, it died, and my granddad didn't want me to know it died, so he just fed it. He put the flakes on the top, he fed the fish, and he went, oh look, he's come up for his food, all right, let's go out. And then I never had to witness the disposal of the goldfish and the replacement of the goldfish. As far as I was concerned, he was just really ready for his food and also a bit unconscious. So yeah, but I knew the goldfish had died. You see, I knew it had died even at that naive young age, and I knew that my granddad was trying to help my hurt feelings, so I tried to help his hurt feelings by pretending that I thought it wasn't, that he, that his ruse had gone over without being spotted, because I didn't want him to feel bad that I felt bad, and none of us felt bad, and the end result was a new goldfish, and that was fine. So I told my little story, and that broke the ice, and then the next person said their thing, and then before you knew it, we were all talking, and the teacher came in and said, well, everyone quieten down. You're supposed to be quiet. It's the first day of college. If you can't behave on the first day, how are we going to get through the rest of the year? Will everyone calm down and quieten down? And they were all like, it was him. It's him. He did it. It was he started the talking. They didn't tell us to calm down. They were fine. But yeah, so that was the first day of college. And like I say, the troublemaker, the well, that wasn't my final day of college. So we're not going to talk about all my highlights and lowlights of college. Maybe one day we can, but certainly not now. Although mental health does come into it, I'll tell you what, mental health does come into it, because my inability to steer myself into an academic success was probably, my success was guided off course by failing mental health, I would imagine. So we can talk about that maybe sometime. But today we're talking about building your resilience. So maybe I should know more about this back then. But do I want to be famous? I was saying, do you want to be famous? Well, people knew me before I knew who they were. And instead of that ice-breaking moment where you all feel the same and I could be in control and say my little story and do that, people would come up to me in like the refectory or whatever and be like, oh, hey, it's you. You were in that gig. Hi. Like, do you want a cigarette, or do you, something, whatever, something good or bad, whatever. But I didn't have that ability to then be like, oh, hi, my name's so-and-so, nice to meet you, here's my first impression. Like, they'd already got their first impression of me, and that was it. So good or bad, being famous takes elements of control away from you. And what do you get in return? Well, like, the fame itself doesn't really do anything for you. I know that you can, in certain contexts, you can leverage your fame. I know, like, for example, people on Instagram, on YouTube, and to a certain extent what I'm doing here on Twitch, trying to build an audience, trying to build a group of like-minded people who share ideas and opinions, and trying to provide a media product, some content. The idea is to build and grow beyond just this thing, and to have the ability to say, okay, so me as a person, I'm valuable because people respect what I say about art or mental health. So if you're doing a documentary about mental health, you can talk to me. I'll sit down and tell you something about my experience and the experience of our group. Same with art, that's what, we're building towards something that way. Other people maybe are building towards just a sense of notoriety, so that you can, become there's this influencer thing, isn't there? This silly influencer thing about, the products, the marketing, and being able to get money for the what you call it, get money for the I say something, you listen, and I'm famous, and that's my income. That's like, some of them are driving towards that, I suppose. And maybe there's a positive there in that you get money, But tea. I've got a nice cup of tea. I don't need much more. I'm all right. Although do support me on Patreon, please, and subscribe to us on Twitch. Let's get on with Mental Health Monday then. We've talked about how terrible it would be to be famous, with people giving you money for stuff, but also knowing who you are. If I go to the shops, I don't want them all to know who I am. I don't want to be like, oh, it's whispering behind it's so and so. Mind you, this is weird to consider. When I'm broadcasting through this medium, talking to you, I always feel like I'm talking to everyone else in the world other than the people around my local area. I don't think my neighbours are watching my stream, but they couldn't they? That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Imagine if your stream was more popular through your locale. If there was some setup on Twitch that said, oh, broadcasting local to you, near you. That'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Twitch, near you. These not just UK based, but closer to home. And then you could build up more of a social network by literally being able to find out who's local. But I always think of it that I'm broadcasting far and wide, and that anyone but my neighbours would be watching. Look at my growth now, yeah. Popping off. Right. In order to pop off, we need to be consistent. Here we go.